Hello and welcome back. It's April Fool's Day, Friday, about 6:30 p.m. in Pennsylvania. I hope everyone's well. I was having I did some healings today in a different location and different status, I guess I would say. It was very rough. I had a hard time not crying after I returned home. It happened last time. I went to a similar place. And also, the Schumann resonance had been really high. Sorry, my gums swell as soon as I turn the camera on for some reason. It will clear in a moment or two. But the sun went off. I think we got hit with what's called a cannibal coronal mass ejection, which is two coming off the sun. One catches up to the other and they hit us about the same time. And then the Schumann resonance went way up, which shakes more. Like it's a squeeze and release. It shakes more of that negative energy out of the planet. And then when the Schumann resonance goes down, you can look on the chart. It even makes like dark spots at the top of the chart. That seems to allow more to not be fixated on the planet's surface. In other words, it can be drawn up. Say if you're on top of a hill, you can draw it up more so during low frequency times than high frequency times. It will move during the high frequencies, but much, much slower. So anyway, it was very emotional, much sorrow and some hopelessness. Excuse me one moment. I'm having a hard time all of a sudden. But the crying has stopped, thankfully. It was very weepy. Okay, over the past 8 years, I was doing experiments and generating and programming plasma with prayer, and reprogramming plasma that came up from beneath the planet's surface. This was the intent of the experiment. Wow. And I mentioned before, I magnetagged a lot of things and identified it very particularly with noise and algorithms and so on, so that it was a very intelligent and specific magnetic signature. The theory being it could be seen from farther and also more detectable while underneath a magnetic canopy, magnetosphere. I mentioned that. I did the healing. I did healings on everything. Some creatures, quite a few, land and ground, quadruped and winged. Waters, wires, lots and lots of dead trees, especially conifers, rows of pine trees. The end one always blows out first, like a battery, a wet cell battery in an old car. They're like the plasma batteries I mentioned that I discovered. I think I told you all about those. Lines of jars, odd substance, in a pantry in the basement. And then another odd substance on the end. I think I went over that. So, well, there wasn't much to talk about. Yeah, it was real hopeless before I hooked my ground on and turned the camera on. And that seems to have left. I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was all alone. And these things are true. But when I do these healings, I guess I'm coming on to show you what happens. My gums are swelling as soon as I try to do this. This happens all the time, or I'm coughing and sneezing. My bowels will start to ache. etc., weeping like crazy, and there's no logical reason for me to be weeping. So, on that note, I would say that if you've all been empaths all your life, and I don't see how you couldn't be, if this is your flowing energy field, you'd just be vacuuming up and churning plasma, and then I guess it leaks from beneath the surface more than it used to, or the chemtrails or something allow us to see the stainage as it tries to ascend. Wow, I'm really getting hit hard. Gums are swollen, and my mouth's getting real dry. And I think that's all I had to say. I'm glad I did this. I feel better. All that weeping stopped. I didn't think I'd get through this. So maybe there is something quantum about the effect. Like I said, and when I did these healings, like we connect before. Like it's almost like we connect as soon as I turn the camera on, and this must be some kind of side effect. I should probably try not to perceive it as an attack, because the negative energy I draw up or whatever, it always seems like an attack, when a lot of times it might just be because I'm beckoning it, trying to train the plasma to come to be scrubbed and diluted with fresh plasma programmed with love initially, instead of having to be scrubbed out. All right, I think that's it. I feel like I did a poor job, but I wanted you to come on. The whole idea of me doing all these is for you to see what it's like to go through this. I don't get anything out of this. I feel like whining and saying, no one ever thanks me. And the experiment I did in karma doesn't seem to work at all. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because I'm on Earth. Just refrain from comment. Mark has a lot to say about his dissatisfaction of Earth. And I'm always Mark, but I try not to speak on here because I complain a lot. I love you all. They must love you, and me too, to do this for me and us. For God's sakes. Thanks for watching.